Welcome back to Daily Persuasion. I've got a short one for you today, and it is about shifting the Overton window. That means this is the small range of acceptable opinions that you can have on something, and then you open it, you widen it, or you just blow out the entire wall, and now you have open season of opinion opportunities. This question was asked to me on X by @MaverickDarby. Joshua Lisec, how far should we overshoot the target to cement the permanent position of the Overton window? What that means is, what is the boldest opinion that you could assert, or not even opinion, but fact, reality, that completely changes how people think and talk about something? Well, we did this with Unhumans, by the way. If you're familiar with Francisco Franco at all, or at least the official narrative, you might think, oh, this guy was some kind of super dangerous, like ultra far right, ultra nationalist or something, really dangerous, authoritarian tyrant government. They hurt a lot of people. That is the, let's say, gist of the Overton Window's acceptable opinions. And you can also call him a fascist. You can call him basically Spanish Nazi. You can call him whatever you want. That's the Overton window. And so we, in Unhumans, we demolish the entire building. We don't simply just say. Actually, Francisco Franco's military uprising against the Soviet Union-backed socialist government and their murderous bands of communist guerrillas going about the countryside, terrorizing, pillaging, plundering, and worse, was justified. It wasn't just justified. It was righteous violence to such an extent, it is on par with the holy wars of the crusades, intended specifically to protect Christians. The Spanish Civil War was, in fact, a righteous Christian crusade. And that's the Poso and Lisec bulldozer coming through and wiping out the entire building. That's how to do it. I saw another great example of this right here from, of all people, my client, Calvin Corelli. This goes to show just how radically unhuman, anti-life the left is. And by the way, this is why when I talk about abortion, I reframe abortion not as political opinion and differences and like how many weeks or months is too many. I say, it doesn't matter. This is a biological issue masquerading as political difference. The biological issue is liberal females want the optionality to abort the inferior offspring of the male liberals they're sleeping with. Boyfriends, husbands, or one-night stands, doesn't matter. Or FWBs, doesn't matter. They're not sleeping with conservatives. They're not sleeping with Christians. They're not sleeping with right-wing men. They're sleeping with inferior specimens of the left. Remember that women are most attracted to right-wing qualities and characteristics. That which is considered classically misogynist is most attractive to all women regardless of persuasion, political opinion. So when women demand the right to choose, what they mean is, I want the right to choose to abort my inferior liberal male sexual partner's inferior genetic offspring. It's eugenics, plain and simple. That might not be a bulldozer. That might be a drone strike on that Overton Window building. But Calvin Corelli had a fantastic one that shows the unhumanity, we should say, unhumanism of the left when it comes to what their priorities are, what their talking points are. Abortion. Kill babies before they're born, he says. Vaccines. Kill them shortly after they're born. War. Kill them in their teens. Those that survive, we make sure they have chronic illnesses and have them pay to stay alive. That's every single left-wing policy and talking point. Right there. And you think Unhumans is outside the Overton window? There is no window anymore. It's a crater.